Good morning. Good morning. Welcome and welcome back to Bookeemonsters. It is Friday, November the 1st. Happy All Saints Day. Um, Hope you are having a good day when you watch this. If it's first thing, hope it goes up and up from this point forward. TGIF, I'm very glad it's Friday. It's been a tough week. So, we are here to look at the rest of the new releases that have been published this week and only this week. And so we've got some cozies in there. There's some nonfiction. There's some regular fiction, just things that caught my eye. Um, Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. We will have them tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, and those will go for 5 hours. I do those sprints 3 times a week, every Tuesday and Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, and the Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. Total of 10 hours every week. Time carved out for you to either do reading, any kind of self care, things that make you joyful, being creative, or just closing your eyes after a tough day, whatever it is that is right for you. Well, let us start looking at some books. The Sister Queens by Justin Scott. Two rival queens, history's greatest playwright, and a deadly plot for the crown. London, 1600. With no legitimate heir to Queen Elizabeth's throne and no clear successor, England finds itself in a supremely perilous moment. When spymaster Anthony Bacon commands esteemed playwright William Shakespeare to write a play on the poisonous history of Queen Elizabeth and the rival monarch she executed, Catholic Mary Queen of Scots, Will knows that Elizabeth's one-time favorite, the powerful Earl of Essex, will use the play to try to seize her throne. Must Will be ensnared in a ruthless plot fated to tumble his country into civil war, or can he navigate a treacherous path through the dark warrens of London and the tortuous world of Elizabethan politics to save his family, his country, and his queen? This next one is sort of an interesting concept, to me anyway. The Murder Mystery Club puzzle book, Murder in the Village. Good morning, Kim. How you doing? One crime to solve, over 70 killer conundrums to piece together the clues. By Gareth Moore and Laura Jane Ayres. Welcome to the Puzzle Murder Mystery Club, a puzzle book experience like no other. Put your logic and reasoning to the test and master the art of deduction as you examine clues, eliminate the suspects, and piece together the evidence to catch the killer in their tracks. Rosa Martinez is a young journalist looking for a break from big city life. She visits her great aunt Martha in the quiet, charming village of Waverley End. On her first night in town, she meets the Puzzle Club, a group of 4 friends who come together regularly to solve puzzles. The next morning, however, a body appears in the middle of the market square, and all signs point to murder. But whose is the body in the middle of Wobbly Edge? And more importantly, who killed them? The Club members soon find themselves solving a mysterious murder instead of cryptic crosswords. Their investigation involves a village full of rumors, a lavish gala dinner, and a hunt for both the killer and the victim. Do you have what it takes to make an accusation and pin down who, why, and how? Dust off your deerstalker and get your pens at the ready as you join a team of amateur sleuths to solve over 70 cryptic puzzles and catch the culprit. Puzzle types include deductive logic, mastermind combination and safe cracking, location tracking, visual puzzles including spot the difference and hidden pictures, date, time, and other event ordering tasks. Doesn't that sound fun? Plus, good Christmas gifts. And now we're into the cozies. Yeah, me too. Frozen fudge sticks, which kind of sounds like a cuss word. Cuss, something you'd say to substitute cussing. Fifth in the Camping Girl series by Josephine Bentema. An Arctic cold snap is wreaking havoc at the campground with frozen pipes and brownouts from too many space heaters. While Ivy is dealing with the problems as best she can, Luca is mysteriously missing. To make matters worse, the town council is about to rule on whether or not he will get the position of chief of police, and they want a final interview. What can Ivy tell Mayor Wickham when she doesn't know where her missing boyfriend is? It all seems too much when all construction work stops on the burnt out clubhouse as Don Miller discovers a body under the kitchen floor. Just who has been under the floorboards and for how long? With more questions than answers, can Ivy solve this cold case with the help of her senior sleuths? And for a cartoony cover, that's kind of cute. Winter Wonderdock by Alice Kanaka. Part of Mavis and Hornwhistle Cozy Mysteries. One books. So first. Lizzie is an author on the run. Hiding from sudden fame, a failed relationship, and fake friends, she moves to the unlikeliest spot she can imagine. Harperstown, South Dakota, population 768. Request anonymity. No friends, no social obligations, and no notoriety. Christmas is fast approaching, and 3 days in, Lizzie is being interviewed by the police. Within a week, she has a ghost, a new dog, 3 visitors, and a party invitation. A whirlwind of activity turns Lizzie's life upside down and places her in the middle of a murder investigation. All she wants is for life to go back to normal. Or does she? End of row one. Good morning, Elena. How you doing? Happy Friday 1st, November 1st. Oh yeah, baby. Indeed. Says hello to Kim, and she's doing great. Oh, good to hear. Kim says hello to Elena. Bunbury, Difficult Position by Helena Marchmont, 18th in series. Wedding bells are ringing in the picturesque village of Bunbury with the community coming together in joyful celebration. But the festive atmosphere takes a dark turn when the home of Rakesh Choudhury, the respected owner of Bunbury's popular Indian restaurant, is viciously attacked. As whispers of racism ripple through the tight knit community, tensions rise. Who could have committed such a heinous act? Is the act a targeted hate crime, or is something more sinister at play? There is an official police investigation, but amateur sleuth Alfie McAllister believes there are other jealousies and hidden grudges at play. Is he the only one who can uncover the truth? Apparently. Has done it before and will do it again. In book 19. Dressing up a corpse. By Sherry Ritchie. When a hunting expedition doesn't go as expected and family comes for a holiday visit, having good aim is important. With the grandest event Mayor Cora May Bingham has ever coordinated is nearing launch, two of her trusty volunteers are used as target practice while hunting in the woods. With the shooting taking place in another county's jurisdiction, Chief Conrad Harris struggles with how the sheriff's office handled it and offers his services and Briscoe's to facilitate matters. Meanwhile, Mayor Cora May Bingham, I love how it's all together, is kicking off the largest Thanksgiving dinner does she have a badge? In her history and has invited the entire town of Spicetown. What could possibly go wrong? Gone Goat. Hidden Creek Farm Mysteries, book number 2 by Cheryl Smith, and there is an illustrator. Interesting. Got to do some cleaning this morning before my friend comes to clean. Oh, yes, I totally get that. Absolutely. Pearl Kelly has high hopes as president of the Middle Pass Goat Club. In the first event, she organizes a 4-H showmanship contest at the Skunk Cabbage Festival. A prized goat mysteriously disappears. Determined to find the goat, Pearl embarks on a relentless search, enlisting the help of friends and engaging with the local sheriff's department, often to their consternation. When Pearl delves deeper into the case, she is forced to face the memory of a past relationship. She also encounters a shocking twist in her investigation, complicating the mystery further. After her troubled niece moves in and takes a job at a petting zoo, Pearl's suspicions about the owner grow. With no resolution in sight, Pearl devises a risky plan to lure the thief to her farm, which leads to an unexpected confrontation. Legends and Luck, a spellbound bookshop mystery, fifth in that series, by J.A. Whiting. It's September. September. Why are we looking at? Oh, maybe it's the Rose of Tralee. It's September in the seacoast town of Hamlet, Massachusetts, and Shelby Price is happily running her bookshop and enjoying spending time with friends and her new boyfriend. Last Christmas, Shelby fell off a ladder and hit her head, and when she woke up, she could hear her cat talking to her. Not only could she converse with the feline, but she starts to develop some paranormal powers. Initially shocked and frightened by what was going on, Shelby came to accept her new skills and has been working to better understand what she can do with them. The town is preparing for its annual Luck of the Sea festival, but a string of unlucky accidents threatens to derail the event. Shelby notices a pattern in the accidents that seems related to some pirate legends found in an old book from her shop. With the help of her cat Harper, her friend Lucy, the town detective, and her paranormal skills, can Shelby figure out what's going on before it's too late? End of row two. I need to restart the Spice Town series. Not sure where I stopped. Ah, I have some series like that. Murder in Verona by Simon Maddox, ninth in Armstrong and Oscar Cozy Mysteries. When Italy's greatest opera singer, Rodolfo Argento, is killed in a terrible car accident, the police initially rule his death a tragic accident or suicide. But his elderly mother, Violetta, believes this to be poppycock. Her son was a brilliant driver and had too much to live for. She suspects foul play and turns to private investigator Dan Armstrong to discover the truth. So Dan and Oscar travel to Verona, the city of Romeo and Juliet, to find out what really happened. There, Dan discovers Rodolfo's private life could have come straight out of a Shakespeare play. Although now happily married, Rodolfo was a man with a reputation to rival Casanova, his past strewn with heartbroken women. Could his death have been a star-crossed lover determined to get revenge? Or does the truth lie much closer to home? With his large inheritance still to be settled, the motive for Rodolfo's murder could simply be greed. As Dan searches for suspects while staying at the Argento Opera Academy, where people randomly launch into operatic arias, life for Dan is complicated by the fact that Oscar has a habit of joining in with the singing. Can Dan solve the case before he and his tone deaf dog get thrown out? The rest of these are nonfiction. This sounded interesting to me. Dangerous Fictions: The Fear of Fantasy and the Invention of Reality by Lida Gold. Lida. Fictional stories have long held an uncanny power over hearts and minds, especially those of young people. This book, the author traces arguments, both historical and contemporary, that have labeled fiction as dark, immoral, frightening, or poisonous. Within each, she asks, how dangerous is fiction really? And what about it provokes waves of moral panic and even censorship? Goldoff argues that any panic about art is largely a disguised panic about power. There have been versions of these same fights over fiction for centuries. By exposing fiction as a social danger and a battleground of immediate public concern, we can see what each side really wants: the right to shape the future of a world deeply in flux, and a distraction from more pressing material concerns about money, access, and the hard work of politics. From novels about people driven insane by reading novels to propaganda, TV shows that influence how viewers regard the police, Gold uses her signature wit, research, and fearless commentary to point readers toward a more substantial question. Fiction may be dangerous to us, but aren't we also dangerous to it? It was an interesting kind of premise until the very end. And then it went kind of silly. The Brothers Grimm, a biography by Anne Schmeissing. More than 200 years ago, the German brothers Jakob Grimm and Wilhelm Grimm published a collection of fairy tales that remain famous the world over. It has been translated into some 170 languages, more than any other German book, and the brothers Grimm are among the top dozen most translated authors in the world. In addition to collecting tales, the Grimms were mythographers, linguists, librarians, civil servants, and above all, the closest of brothers. But until now, the full story of their lifelong endeavor to preserve and articulate a German cultural identity has not been well known. Drawing on deep archival research and decades of scholarship, the author tells the affecting story of how the Grimm's ambitious projects gave the brothers a sense of self preservation through the atrocities of the Napoleonic Wars and a series of personal losses. They produced a vast corpus of work on mythology and medieval literature, embarked on a monumental German dictionary project, and broke scholarly ground with Jacob's linguistic discovery known as Grimm's Law. Setting their story against a rich historical backdrop, the author offers a fresh consideration of the profound and yet complicated legacy of the brothers Grimm. I thought that was interesting. Ah, sure. Well, that didn't need to be open. And the last one here, another nonfiction. This one sounded interesting to me as well, if you're into history. Emperor of the Seas, Kublai Khan and the Making of China by Jack Weatherford. Genghis Khan built a formidable land empire, but he never crossed the sea. Yet by the time his grandson Kublai Khan had defeated the last vestiges of the Song Empire and established the Yuan dynasty in 1279, the Mongols controlled the most powerful navy in the world. How did a nomad come to conquer China and master the sea? Based on 10 years of research and a lifetime of immersion in Mongol culture and tradition, this book brings this little known story vibrantly to life. Kublai Khan is one of history's most fascinating characters. He brought Islamic mathematics to his court, where they invented modern cartography and celestial measurement. He transformed the world's largest landmass into a unified, diverse, and economically progressive empire, introducing paper money. And after bitter early setbacks, he transformed China into an outward looking seafaring empire. By the end of his reign, the Chinese were building and supplying remarkable ships to transport men, grain, and weapons over vast distances, of a size and dexterity that would be inconceivable in Europe for hundreds of years. Well, not really. Khan had come to a brilliant realization: control the sea, and you control everything. A master storyteller with an unparalleled grasp of Mongol sources, the author shows how Chinese naval hegemony changed the world forever, revolutionizing world commerce and transforming tastes as far away as England and France. And that is all we have for today. Some interesting things there. All righty. Well, I hope you guys have found something maybe to check out this week. The pickings were slim sometimes, particularly in romance, but hopefully next week will be better. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. We will have them tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. and they'll go for 5 hours. Hope you have a good Friday. Have a great day, everyone, says Kim. Have a good Friday. If I don't see you, have a good weekend. Be safe. You're in my heart. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.